Oh, that's nice. Then I
close to
can look
you.
at you and I don't
Yeah.
have to be going like this.
Yes. I noticed last time
Okay.
you were doing this. You were like, yeah, in the case detail. You were like looking around at it. It made me laugh. No, I think that's good because it needs to be on you
Okay.
so that you can hear me. I project so much. I feel like I'm self-conscious about it.
I want to be on you.
I want to be on you. I want to be
I'm very important.
on you. My apartment smells of rich mahogany.
I'm well known.
I have many leather-bound books.
Hi.
Hi.
Welcome, welcome, welcome.
Welcome, guys. Welcome back to our channel, Two Peas in a Crime Pod.
This is my daughter, Courtney.
This is my edamame, Kelly.
We're so glad you can make it, and we hope that you enjoy our case today. Please.
Like and subscribe. Like and subscribe.
And comment on anything.
Yeah, comment. Let us know what you think so far. The good, the bad, the ugly. All of the stuff. I want to take a quick second before we dive into today's story to go back a few cases. We talked about Polycloss. And if you didn't watch that episode yet, please go back and watch it. Sorry that the visuals cut out at one point, but the audio is all there.
It's all the way to the end.
And it's really great. No. It's not a great story.
The foundation is really great.
I was like, no, it's not a great story. It's a terrible,
really
heartbreaking
great
story.
that she was abducted. And...
No, the foundation that they made in her memory is really great. They do a lot of really great things. We talk about it. So go back and listen to that in our previous, what was that, episode?
I think that was 3.
Episode 3. Yeah.
Okay.
Yes, it was, or was it 4?
No, 4 is beginning of this week. So.
Oh, and then 2 was Michael Jackson. Episode 3 was, yes. Okay, so go back to episode 3 and watch that. And I just wanted to, me and Mom both donated as promised. There's my proof. There's my receipt. We both went to the foundation and Mom donated as well. So go have a listen. Donate if you can. It's a great foundation.
It really is. It's a great foundation.
So
for missing children is what it's for. If you didn't watch the episode, they do everything. They do flyers. It's nationwide. So they have a 24/7 hotline and they get on the ball right away.
It's wonderful. So go back and listen, find out about Polly, who she was and why she matters and the impact that she's had.
Yes. And then there's in the description a link that'll take you right to the donation section.
Yeah,
Mom said the organization.
Mom said that the site was a little hard to navigate, but
on the site on the first page you can scroll down and there's like little options of money values that you can donate, but when you click it, nothing happens. So you have to go to the menu, and then you have to click this, and then you have to click that. And I just went to the page. I did all of that, and then I copied and pasted the IRL, is that what it's called?
URL?
Yeah. So you just have to click that and it'll take you right there.
So there's that. And now, you okay? Bangs, yes. Your bangs.
My bangs need a little trim.
Bangs giving you problems?
Yeah.
All right. So now we can dive into today's story.
Well, first I have a few things to say.
Okay. What do you have to say?
I
wanted to say that I love that we can't get your furnace to shut off.
I wish we could. It's just loud. Maybe we can hang something over the door that'll muffle it. That's a good idea. It's not coming from the blower.
What if you had a door on its hinges in that doorway?
We do have the option to do that. That would help. And I'm sure it would help Christopher with his recording too.
I can't imagine it wouldn't. I don't know why we took it off.
I mean, this is an apartment, so it's not our door. We'd have to get a door and put it on, but...
Oh, you guys didn't do that. It was gone when you got here?
It was gone when we got here. But we could still measure it and go to the restore. They have, used doors, and they have a ton of them.
Yeah.
So that's maybe something we'll do so you don't have to hear my furnace blower come on every so often.
And just inevitably 2 minutes into every video.
It's annoying the hell out of us. Maybe it's not even annoying you guys.
Maybe it's not. I could tell when I watched our videos when I was like, there's the heater. But then again, maybe I'm just triggered.
Yeah, me too. Me too.
It makes
now
me
I notice it every time.
Yeah. So annoying.
So here's what else is annoying. Ever since I woke up today, I have this little ditty in my head, and I just walk around and I just every once in a while just do it like vocally. And the annoying part is it's not my ditty. It's not anything I would listen to. It's from your children and the goddamn YouTube shorts that I hear going on while I'm doing whatever I'm doing.
The earworms.
It's an earworm, and I have no idea what it is. Like, I don't even know what it is. I'm just going around going, ah, ba-da, ba-dip.
Ah, ba-da, ba-da, ah, but yeah, no.
Do you know what that is? I don't know what it is.
No, but yes. Same way as you.
You've heard it. I
don't know what it is, but I've heard it.
You've heard the ba-da, ba-dip. And I get up out of bed and I'm like, ba-da, ba-dip. I'm in the bathroom doing my hair, ba-da, ba-dip. And I'm like, what am I even singing?
My kids are like classic for giving me earworms because I am very much like, I love Christmas music. I love it. But I do not want to hear it until December. And I'll do, starting Black Friday. Sure. Okay. That's as soon as I want to do it, though. My daughter started Christmas music like November 1st. And
she's like me. She's been doing, daughter.
She does the Sia Christmas. And and I don't even know all the lyrics.
I love her so much.
And I'll just be like doing things and I'll just be like, I want you to know that I'm never leaving. I
don't even know the words.
No, I still don't. Let's go. And her weird, unique Sia voice. Weird in the best way. But yeah. Oh my God. That reminds me of a funny story last year at work. I went into work and I was like, oh my God, like Lindsay's been listening to this Christmas album by Sia and it's amazing. Like you guys have to hear it. It must have just dropped. And everybody at work was like, Courtney, that has been out for years.
Oh, that's funny.
And I do this kind of stuff all the time. Like I'm always like, oh, this hot new song that just came out.
It's been out forever.
Yeah. I did it with a Harry Styles song.
Just because it's the first time you heard it, you think
this must be new because it's so good. I would have had to have come upon it by now.
Right.
And even Clay called me out one time and was like, no, Courtney.
Clay is her brother.
Was it Watermelon Sugar? I think it was Watermelon Sugar. And I was like, this is the song of the summer. And Clay was like, Courtney, this song is years old. Like it is not new. And I'm always like, okay, I used to be hip and cool, I think. I probably never was, and I definitely am not now.
You so are. You're
my
the
kids,
hippest and the coolest.
My kids keep me in the know. If it wasn't for the kids.
Yeah, me too. I'm a hip granny because of them, but I don't know what I'm singing.
Oh, earworms. Yes.
And I got this other one from Facebook, the little, what do they call those? Not shorts, but reels.
Reels, yeah.
Because I watch the little animal ones that are cute, like kittens and puppies.
Yeah.
And there's one of this little dog just walking like this, and he's so cute. And it goes, that's just my baby doggy.
I know, you say that one all the time. Yes, and you do. You say it all the time. Whenever you see Clover, you say it. Yes.
But I do it like this. Dat day da dog day.
Yes.
And she knows I'm talking about her. She knows she's a David Dog Day.
That's Clover. She knows. Oh, Lord. Good times.
Good times. It's a good day. Hope you're all having a good day as well and ready to get into a really juicy case. This one. Whew.
Yeah?
Yeah. I mean, ooh, my.
I never know what I'm walking into, by the way. I have no idea. The other day, episode 2, she had been going on about like, I want to just focus on Ohio crimes for a while. And I show up to episode 2, she's like, the murder of Michael Jackson. And I'm like, the fuck? Nothing to do with Ohio. I was like, whiplash. Like, okay, I'm here for it. But so yeah, I love the element of surprise of never knowing what the fuck you are about to go into.
Well, this one's extra surprising.
Okay.
Shall we begin?
Absolutely.
God damn it.
Do I have to do viewer discretion advised?
No, you have to go, yes, Lisa.
Oh, God. All right, wait. I'm sorry. You said it. All right, try it again.
All right. Courtney, shall we begin?
Yes, Lisa. I'll get it. It'll happen. It'll happen, Mom.
Yes, I do have the warning. This case, we're going to be talking about murder, assault, SA, satanic rituals, and animal cruelty.
Yikes.
It's deep, right?
Oh, okay.
Okay, so we don't know if Courtney's ever heard of this. So, Courtney, this is the Arlis, which is an unusual name. I would think you would remember. And her last name is Perry. So, the Arlis Perry case.
I don't think so.
I'll get into it and then you'll see if you notice. It's pretty sensational.
Okay.
Okay.
You're right. Arlis is, I've only ever heard that in the Wild Wild West movie. Arlis Lovelace, isn't that his name?
Oh, I don't know. But this is a woman named Arlis. So, I've never seen the Wild Wild West movie.
You've never seen the Will Smith Wild Wild West
I've heard
classic?
the song.
And you love Wild Wild West.
Yes.
Of course. We going straight to the Wild Wild West. Yeah. Anyways, I could just sing that. You just want me to sing the whole song? Anyways. It's got your dude in it that you love. From...
Which dude?
My brain and names. It's so fucking irritating.
What other movie? Can you think of anything?
In and Out.
In and Out. Oh, Kevin.
Not Kevin Spacey.
No, the other Kevin.
Klein. Yes.
It's got Kevin Klein in it?
Yes.
Oh, I have to watch it.
He plays like the smart guy.
That's going on my Amazon Prime list.
Will Smith plays like the cop with the good cop instincts and the kind of badass shoot first, ask questions later. And if my friend John watches this, he's going to be like, he doesn't like Will Smith.
Oh, okay.
And he's going to be like, you're giving your mom terrible advice right now. So that movie is shit.
I like Will Smith, and I'm proud that he went up and beat the shit out of that guy. Talking about his wife. That's what I wish Chris would do if somebody was talking about me. Just
get my wife's name out your fucking mouth. No. Okay, first of all, I am not pro-violence, but sometimes I do think smack somebody. But
it was appropriate. He was making fun of her baldness.
Okay.
She has a condition. That was like the president making fun of that reporter.
Don't you do it too?
I do what?
The pantomime of the reporter.
Oh, I'm sorry. I was just trying to say that's what the president did. I would never do that.
She was making fun of the president, not the reporter. No, I totally get what you were doing.
Those people need to be slapped upside the head.
Okay, no. I agree. But it wasn't it Chris Rock? Am I thinking?
It was Chris Rock.
Okay, first of all, he's a comedian. And it was a joke.
Don't care.
And also,
bad joke.
I think the way that Will Smith...
Bad venue to do the joke.
The way
do
that
the joke when
Will
she's
Smith
not sitting in front of you.
Proves that he is abused by Jada. That woman is a fucking nutcase.
That may be true. I agree with that part.
I think that he was like, I don't even think he wanted to. I think he got up and hit her because he was like, if I don't go smack her, then Jada's going to be mad at me. And I just didn't defend her fucking honor. And
you're probably very right about that.
I just don't.
I can see that.
I just don't like it at all. But anyways, how did we get here? Oh, because Wild Wild West.
Yeah. And
I think that guy's name is, John is not pro Will Smith. Not even because of that. It had nothing to do with that. I just think he thinks he's I'm trying to think of what else what else? Oh, Men in Black. That's the other one. Or he's like, no.
Oh, okay.
He ruins it. We go back and forth.
Oh, I like Men in Black too. I like Will Smith movies. Hitch was hilarious.
I know. Yeah. And Tommy Lee Jones. Or maybe it was Tommy Lee Jones.
Let me say this.
No, I think John likes Tommy Lee Jones and not Will Smith.
I love Tommy Lee Jones.
Me too.
But I wish that Will Smith hadn't have backed off in, his communications with the press. I wish he'd have come out and said, yeah, I hit that motherfucker, and I'd do it again. Because then he'd had more followers. Because that's the way a lot of people felt.
Oh.
Will Smith never cusses, by the way.
No, I know that.
Never.
I know. He said, keep my wife's name out your fucking mouth.
Did he say fucking?
On this?
I didn't know he said fucking. I just said he said out your mouth.
Oh, I thought he said fucking. He said it a few times, and I thought one of them he full on said it. He was not playing.
Well, if he was cussing, then he wasn't playing.
I could be misremembering.
Because he doesn't cuss, especially in front of, the world. He's very against that, which is one of the reasons I like him. I mean, I think it's nice, but I like, here's what else I like. I like Eminem because he does cuss. I like that quality. So
no,
I like both qualities.
I know that you're not anti-cussing. I think that you just like that he holds true to what's
I like his
important to
values.
him. He makes rap and he's like, I don't have to
I
rap.
like that kids can watch his movies and not have to worry. Mothers don't have to worry about what their kids are hearing.
No, agreed. I disagree because I think that Jada is terrible. I think that she's abusive emotionally to Will Smith. He just looks like a broken man to me, and that makes me sad.
I mean, I never had them over to dinner, so I don't know her personally, but from everything I've read in the press, which you can hardly believe, but there's got to be a little smoke where there's fire.
Yeah, ultimately, I don't like give a fuck because I don't know either one of these people. But because we live in this world and I do watch things and I do read things, I think that she's a fucking narcissistic abuser.
It seems like it.
And Will Smith just looks like a shell of a man. And that makes me so sad for him because he is an insanely talented person.
Yeah.
So.
You know, another interesting couple thing, which they're no longer a couple, but I love it. I love the video thing of Ben Affleck helping Jennifer Lopez into the car. And he just closes the door and he's got this look on his face like this. And then he just walks around the car.
Yes.
You know what I'm talking about?
Yes. Or like him acting weird at shows to like embarrass her and stuff. Yeah, that one didn't last long either.
That was funny.
No, one of my favorite memes is like the Ben Affleck with the cigarette, like dropping his head, like, and then someone like dubbed it over with like he's wearing a Browns hoodie, a brown sweatshirt, and I'm like, that's how we all feel.
That.
Yeah,
that's great for
it's
that.
So versatile.
It is.
So what's this about Satan? You said.
Okay, let's talk about this case. I'm going to first give you the snippet before we talk about the victim.
Okay.
Okay, so the snippet is. We're talking about the homicide of a 19-year-old named Arlis K. Perry. She was killed inside of the Stanford College Memorial Church on October 12th or the 13th. Don't know because it happened close to midnight. So it was either late the 12th or early the 13th. And this happened in 1974. So for more than 4 decades, the case remained unsolved before 2018, where developments helped identify the killer.
I might know this one.
Really?
When you said Stanford, no, that might have been a theater. Stanford. Okay, I don't know. Keep going. There's if I don't know this, I'm thinking of a case that was on a college campus, and I thought it was the theater where it happened, but it was while no one was there, and it was late at night. And
okay.
But maybe it is this, but that name doesn't.
Where it's the church.
Let's keep going. Yeah.
Instead of the theater. Okay. Yeah, you might have just not known.
Yeah. I mean, unfortunately, women get murdered on college campuses, so.
Women get murdered everywhere.
More than one time that's happened, so.
Unfortunately.
Yeah. All right, go ahead.
All right, well, let's talk about Arlis K. Perry. She is a precious woman, by the way, but let me tell you about her. She was born February 22nd in 1955. She was born in Bismarck and raised in Fargo, North Dakota.
Okay.
So I love the movie Fargo.
I know you do.
And I love their accents.
Yes.
Yes. My husband goes around quoting Fargo all the time. He's like, what the Christ.
Yes.
But that's Chris. He quotes movies. That's cute. All right. So this region, it was strongly shaped at that time by Lutheran traditions. So in Fargo, the small town culture was Lutheran, and they had a close-knit family structure. Her parents were Marvin and Jean Dykstra, Dykstra, or is it Dykstra?
Either way.
I'm not sure, but I hate to mispronounce a name, but I really just don't know, so I apologize if I mispronounce that. They were known for being stable, hardworking, and very devout. The whole family was just devout.
Okay.
She grew up in a supportive household with a very strong emphasis on faith, discipline, and community values. So very traditional.
Yeah.
Conservative. People who knew Arlis as a child consistently all described her as quiet, kind and gentle, very rule-abiding, responsible beyond her years, and sensitive to others' feelings. So it sounds like she just had a good sense of values, and that her parents instilled in her a lot of this.
Yeah.
She was considered a good girl, and she was polite, modest, and always dependable. So, okay. I love this little girl. She's nothing like our family, let me tell you.
Yeah, no.
This would not be how we would describe,
Not a one of us.
No. We're all outspoken and funny and boisterous and not quiet, gentle. Although we all have our sweet characteristics.
Yes.
But yeah, not big on faith and religious and all of that at all.
Not traditional or conservative.
Absolutely not. Probably big time lefties, but I don't know. All right, so religion was a central part of Arlis's identity as she grew up. She was very active in her church, and she commonly volunteered for Bible study groups, church events, youth leadership activities, and religious retreats.
Okay, so she stayed really involved with that stuff.
She did. It was her life. I think it was just as important as going to work.
Yeah, absolutely.
If not more important. Friends noted that Arlis had strong, clear moral boundaries. She was very uncomfortable with casual attitudes towards sex, drugs, or rule breaking.
Okay.
And she took her religious beliefs seriously without being judgmental. So she wasn't a big, well, look how you act person.
Right.
She had her own serious beliefs, but you could be how you are. She wasn't judging others.
Not judgmental, but just, that's not her, and she's not going to bend on it. And
yes.
Very good girl. Much. The American good girl mentality.
Yes.
Yeah.
While she attended Fargo North High School, where she was not part of any cliques or experimental subculture. So, in other words, she wasn't someone who was rebelling or trying to challenge cultures or anything like that.
Because she would have been in college in the 70s, which was...
That was a very controversial time.
Yeah.
You had the hippie movement. She wasn't a part of anything like that.
middle to end of Vietnam era, hippie era, counterculture.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So she was conservative, and she was kind of what others were rebelling against, which led me to believe, did she have many friends?
Right.
Because a lot of people were not like that back then. A lot of the parental types were like that, but her age people were very much, it was the sexual revolution.
No, especially like on a college campus. What?
A cabbage.
A cabbage patch where she found herself. A college campus. That's where people do go away and like get away from their parents and try things and hear things and experience things. And
no, she was very cemented in her faith and who she was in that. So it did say that she was a good student, and she did have close friends, but preferred a small group of
I was going to say, she probably had like-minded people for sure.
Yeah.
You're always able to find a few people who fit into
people
whatever.
In your, yeah. She just didn't have a huge amount. She just had a few. She was extremely dependable, warm and trustworthy, but absolutely not outgoing. And she was never known to engage in risky or dramatic behavior. And as an aside, speaking of youth groups and hanging with like-minded people, at the time, I don't know if you knew this, but Chris was very involved in his church. Not a church, I'm sorry. In his music was Christian-based. Brimstone in the beginning. Yes. Did you know that?
No, I don't
And I don't know why exactly. I mean, they were Christians, but he wasn't a big Christian guy, but he...
I was going to say, wasn't his
They became
Jehovah's Witnesses?
Jehovah's Witnesses later in life because his sister became, and then they converted the parents. His sister became Jehovah's Witness first, and then she converted the mom and dad.
Backwards ass way to go about that.
Yeah, very different, but...
Okay, but anyways, regardless. No, I guess I didn't know that it started out as...
Christian Prague.
Okay.
This is my husband's original music band back in the 70s. So they used to go to these church coffee houses. Did you know they had church coffee houses in the church where people could come and play their church music? Christian Prague. So they used to perform in that kind of a environment. So I was just thinking, I wonder if she was part of that or if that was too risque because
like if that was right.
I just wonder if she even.
No, it's a good point. Like how, like, it's a shame we can't know more, or yeah, just wonder like if that would have been her scene or if she'd have been like, I'm gonna go back to my room and study.
That's how I kind of feel because she wasn't outgoing and she probably didn't have. That's kind of a social activity. So it seems like she was more of the quiet person that liked to pray but yeah. All right. So let's talk about her husband. His name was Bruce Perry. She met him in high school.
Okay.
And their relationship began with shared religious values. They had a mutual interest in academics and they had a calm, steady connection rather than an impulsive romance. I can totally see that about her.
Yeah.
Unlike me, my relationships were always very passionate and whirlwind based.
Impulsive and
Impulsive. I love being love bombed.
Yes.
I know that term. But I love it and I love a passionate relationship. Don't care if it's mentally unstable or not.
Yes. All of that tracks.
All right. Well, they dated for years before marrying, and they got married in August of 1974.
Okay.
So the marriage was considered solid and typical for young couples in the Midwest. It was supportive, stable, based on shared beliefs, and not marked by turbulence or drama.
Okay.
They were married for only about 2 months before her death, which is so sad.
Yeah.
Well, she was the kind of person who never imagined danger, and that made her vulnerable to predatory individuals. She just kind of saw life through rose-colored glasses.
Yeah.
Because that's how she was. So it was hard for her to imagine. She didn't have that, what's that called? Is it empathy that puts you in the position of another person's mindset that's unlike your own?
Yes, but no, I don't think that's the
right
connotation
term
that you mean. Yes and no, but
well, she had that
I know
ability.
What you're saying. Like,
you know what I'm saying.
If you someone who's not been subjected to evil or bad or mean behavior, and you only spend your time thinking about like good and wishing good on others, it's hard to believe that someone else would be,
capable,
so ruthless or cunning or evil or manipulative or, a lot of us, even that have had shit go on in our lives, still experience stuff and you're like, wow, I didn't know a person could be this.
That's true.
Deceitful. Like,
Yeah.
It's until you experience it, a lot of times it is hard to imagine that it can get that bad.
It might be like naivete.
Yeah.
She seemed very sheltered. Well, let's see. Her friends said she was very traditional, very conscientious. She followed rules, schedules, and commitments. Non-confrontational. She avoided arguments and she tried to maintain peace. She sounds Amish.
Right.
We just came off of the Amish episode.
Very humble. Right.
Very humble. And she was very empathetic and helpful, the type who offered support and a listening ear. So, a good friend, a good person.
Yeah.
Yeah. All around, just a sweet girl.
Yeah, absolutely. She's reminding me of because of the age, not obviously she was a young woman there, but if she would have been able to be older in that time frame, like what I consider like grandma, like just like that sweet, simple, traditional, conservative.
Yes.
Like you always know where she's going to be and what she's doing, and she's doing what she said she was going to do.
You mean the grandmotherly type, not your grandma.
No, like the grandmotherly type. Yeah.
The thinking cap in the closet grandma.
No, not any of my grandmas. But no, like I can kind of like great grandma. Church is very important to her, and
gotcha.
You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I can see like that time era and where her values were and what her upbringing was and where her trajectory was headed, and
yeah, very much that.
Yeah.
All right. Well, so they were in Utah. But after Bruce was accepted to Stanford University, the couple moved to California, and that was in September of 1974.
Okay.
So I guess I'm pretty sure, I didn't write this down, but I'm pretty sure from what I read that he was going for a medical degree, like a doctorate.
Okay.
So he's at Stanford. Well, people later said Arlis, because of this move, she experienced severe culture shock. Can you imagine?
Oh, yeah.
Utah to California?
Yes.
Yeah. So this included deep homesickness. I feel for her. Because I totally get that. When I moved to Florida, I was so homesick.
Oh, yeah.
And it was...
Especially if you only had a close-knit group and you're not outgoing anyways, and you're just thinking, like, how am I going to meet people? Who am I going to, like... What am I going to do?
Yeah, absolutely. And that's what she was going through. She was overwhelmed from the size and diversity of California. The diversity especially, I bet.
It's wild. Yeah. Yes.
She had difficulty adapting to the more secular, open culture of California. I'm sure she did. It's kind of like that movie with Pauly Shore. Son-in-law. Yeah.
Where they drive her into college in the huge dually long bed truck.
Yes,
and they're all farmers, and she dresses so simply and modestly and very just plain, and she goes to college campus, and it's
Pauly Shore is the dorm counselor,
RA or whatever they call those,
whatever they called it,
and everybody, it's what you expected California college to be like. It's just fucking wild
party.
And she's like, ugh.
They broke her little whittled horse that her grandpa whittled for her, and she wanted to come home. She was miserable. It's probably how Arlis was feeling.
Yeah, you're right. That's funny. That is what they're describing. Yes.
She had loneliness since she didn't yet have a strong social circle. She'd only been there 2 months, so she didn't really have time to build any kind of a bond with anybody. She did have some stress, but nothing unusual for a young woman moving far from home.
Okay. I'm just have this dumb smile on my face because I keep thinking about Pauly Shore going back home with her and then singing. He goes to the square dance and he goes, "Come on now and do the funky chicken." And he's like, he's just saying, "Wow, buff the pole, buff the wood, buff the wood. Buff the wood."
I love Pauly Shore.
I do too.
He's fabulous.
Buff the wood.
I loved the Disney movie he was in.
Gonna chow on some grindage.
The grindage. Leaning chower of cheesa.
Cheesa. Yeah. Oh, yeah, that's the Goofy movie.
The Goofy movie.
Yes.
Yeah. Pauly Shore is fabulous.
So anyways, if you're watching, you can see my dumb smile. She's like,
why is she smiling when I'm talking about
smiling like an idiot
and stress?
I can't stop thinking about buff the wood.
Buff the wood.
Okay, so I need to get out of that headspace and back into Polly. No, her name's not Polly. Arlis is lonely.
Yeah.
Arlis is lonely.
Arlis Perry.
Arlis Perry is lonely and sad and in culture shock because in California,
excuse me,
she's probably for the first time in her life feeling like the minority. And that's hard. Shocking.
So we've been doing, this is totally off script.
I'm so sorry. Oh,
we have been doing these podcasts in a basement of my apartment where my son's studio is. He's a musician. He has a recording studio. And it's just the place to be. But I don't think we're going to be able to do this anymore in the basement.
Is your allergies bad?
I can hardly... my nose gets stuffier and stuffier as we're down here. I'm gagging and choking from this mucus in the back of my throat that's building up.
Good.
And we had a candle there, and I thought it was from the candle, so we decided no candle today, but it's happening. So it's not the candle. It's just this musty basement. I have severe allergies, as most people
asthma
in our family do, and asthma. I don't have asthma anymore. No, I don't have to. I never used an inhaler. I haven't used a puffer. Oh. The asthma only happens if I am severely upset about something, and then my lungs will tighten up.
Okay.
Very rare.
No, but you're right. Whatever it is that's been getting you is like worse today too, because my eyes are kind of like burny,
She's
itchy,
got
and
the
I'm like
allergies
sneezing and
too.
stuff. So
We might have to
something's.
reconfigure where we're doing this podcast.
We need a new crime case place.
A new crime case place. But I just wanted to apologize for the coughing and the nasally tone of my voice, and it just happens. And we're spending a good hour and a half, 2 hours down here, so it just gets worse and worse. But
by the end, I'm like, oh, this is a good case. Oh.
Just wanted to clarify that for you people. There might be a set change coming in our future.
Set change.
Yeah.
All right.
All right. Well, her job, she started work as a receptionist at a Palo Alto law firm. And this is where she was considered reliable and polite by her bosses. Her routines are she was known to take walks on campus. She would sit quietly in the chapel. She used the Stanford Memorial Church as a place to pray. She would write letters home and maintain communication with her family that way. Yeah, back then, long distance, whoo, you paid through the roof. You wrote letters back then. If you weren't rich, it was hard to make a long distance phone call without. It would cost a lot of money to make a long distance phone call in the 70s. So she wrote letters. Her church was her sanctuary amid this transition.
So, probably like the only thing that felt like a constant or like a safe place.
It did. That's exactly what I was going to say. The Stanford Memorial Church, she visited regularly, sometimes in the evenings, to reflect, to pray, to cope with stress, and to seek spiritual grounding. She relied on it heavily. It was how she grounded herself. People who saw her in the church said she behaved as respectfully and modestly as she did back home. So she didn't change. It was not unusual for her to go there after an argument or a stressful moment. So, very pious woman. Her vulnerabilities connected to her personality based on psychological forensics note that Arlis's traits are of faithfulness, gentleness, trusting nature, could make her very vulnerable to predatory, opportunistic adventures.
Yeah.
Offenders.
Offenders?
Why did I say adventures? Opportunistic adventures. No.
Some predatory adventures.
Offenders. Oh my gosh. The world. All right. The legacy of her life, those who knew her emphasized that she was not rebellious. She had no secret life. She was deeply loved. She was doing her best to adjust to adulthood and a new home. Her values were consistent, gentle, and morally grounded. Her death was just so tragic because she had just gone to the church to pray.
Yeah.
She was alone in a place that she felt safest. She trusted that place, and she trusted God would always protect her.
Yeah.
So it was just, that makes it doubly tragic.
A place where you should especially absolutely for her be able to let your guard down.
Yeah, for her family members to know the horrors that she suffered.
I mean, there should be no place where you have to have a guard up. But unfortunately, there are. And,
there are.
You just think of that as one place where no one's going to start shit. And
yeah, you would hope. You would hope.
Yeah.
How are your knees doing? I see you got your leg up on the arm of the chair again.
Yeah, I just wanted to sit in my sexy pose for the camera. No, I'm just, this is good. My knees are good, I promise.
All right. I'm sure your admirers like your sexy pose.
Absolutely. And my socks today.
Oh, I love your socks. Look at those.
My stripy socks.
Stripy, orange, navy blue, sky blue, and white. Love it.
Yes, and there's some brown in there too. It's hard to tell.
Oh, there is brown.
With Christopher's light, it's hard to tell.
I see the brown.
Very Thanksgiving-esque. Huh?
We have to describe this for our podcasters that don't watch the YouTube.
Yeah.
Yeah, we like socks in this family.
A very 70s color palette vibe.
It goes with
the theme.
And your pants are kind of bell-bottomed.
They're bell-bottoms. Yeah. I didn't even know. It's meant to be.
We're vibed.
Yes, we vibed up. Yeah.
Well, let's talk about the events of October 12th. So this is the evening of the crime. The Perrys spent that night at their campus apartment, and then at approximately 11:30 p.m., Arlis left her apartment because she and Bruce had had a minor disagreement, and she decided to go to church to pray and clear her thoughts. That was a very typical reaction to confrontation for her personality. So, at the time that she left, her husband says she was very calm, she was introspected, and she was just going to church to regain her emotional footing.
Okay.
So the walk to the church takes roughly 10 minutes, so it was approximately a half a mile away.
Okay.
And then she never came home. So Bruce expected her by a certain time, and then around 2 a.m., he contacted the Stanford campus security to report that she didn't come home.
What time did she leave?
11:30 p.m.
Okay.
So by 2 a.m. Do you think that was a long time to wait? I mean, did he really expect her to be gone hours?
I don't know. For a typical conservative family, doesn't it seem fucking weird that they're getting in arguments at 11 o'clock at night and she needs to leave at 11:30 to clear her head and go for a walk? That's weird. You should be in bed.
That's true.
All of this seems weird to me. What the fuck are you arguing about? I thought you were a happy little family.
He claims it was a minor disagreement.
Of course he does.
So
the whole thing just seems...
It does.
Kind of weird to me.
It sounds questionable. Well, Stanford campus security checked the general campus locations, but the church was assumed locked and empty at that hour. So at this point, no one had reported any sounds or disturbances that were coming from the church. Okay, I want to talk about this. Have you noticed? I don't know if you have noticed or heard any, crime podcast about things happening at colleges and campus security seems to screw it up. Do you notice that when you listen?
They're not trained. They're not police officers. That's what my question is.
And they're not. They have to be police officers because it is not the jurisdiction of the state or the county. The only jurisdiction on campus, they have to be trained somehow. But I'm like, they don't seem to be. Like, why aren't they?
Maybe this is just my bias because, I watch a lot of Law and Order SVU.
Tell me.
But what I see on that show, which they try to mimic real life a lot. Now, I'm not stating this as fact, though. But
they do.
But campus security tries to handle everything in-house to damage control. So
that's how you perceive it.
Law and Order SVU, when there's SA, they try to get them to go to the, like the dean or the panel at there, and they handle it in-house to keep from having the media and the police and outside investigation happening and making it like putting a cloud over the campus that, this kind of shit happens.
Okay.
It is the same with any kind of assault or problems. No college wants it broadcast that shady shit goes on, because then people wouldn't want to go there. People wouldn't want to send their kids there or pay money.
That money. Right.
I don't think that's a far stretch to believe, like, no, they want to handle it in-house. Like, nobody wants bad PR. Like,
but I mean, also, the city that the college is in, those police have no jurisdiction. If you call 911, they'll say, "Oh, where's the location?" And you say Stanford, they'll say, "Well, you have to call campus security where it's out of our jurisdiction."
I don't think that's true.
That is true. I'll Google it. We'll see who's right.
Okay.
I'll put it up on the...
I think you can still call police to...
They'll tell you it's called campus security.
I think that they still, unless you're asked, like, to come in, like, I don't think they can just go in dorm rooms and things like that. I think you still have to have, like, search warrants, whether it not be to the person in the dorm room, but the college itself or whatever. Like, I think there's still laws like that, but I'm pretty sure that...
I feel very strongly that I just heard a case that happened on a college, and it was so screwed up by campus security, and the girl kept calling. She kept calling the police and saying, it was the mother. She said, "My daughter's at college." She was supposed to...
That sounds like the police just blowing her off.
I was talking to her on the phone. She thought somebody was chasing her. Now she's not answering on her phone. Could you please check it out? And they said, "You have to call campus security." it's out of our jurisdiction. So she would call campus security. There was one girl at campus security that seemed to want to help, but nobody else was helping. And they were like, could you, oh, I remember what it was. It was this guy that was a stalker, her boyfriend, and she was supposed to return a car, or he was supposed to return a car to her.
Okay.
And the mother was like, could you just send somebody to go with her?
I think I know exactly what you're talking about.
I just heard this, but the regular police were like, we can't do anything about it. You have to go through them because it's their jurisdiction. I'll double check on this.
I don't think that you're wrong about what you're saying.
Mhm.
I don't think it's across the board in every case. I think that was specific to just whatever that situation was.
Okay.
I feel pretty certain that you can call the police to a college campus.
Well, let us know. If
to
any of our
investigate
listeners know,
crime.
let us know what your comments are on that.
Yeah.
Because I'm not sure either, but I feel like
it also wouldn't surprise me if what the cops were saying was like, okay, well, we don't have any units, and like, why don't you call security? Now, I'm not arguing. I believe what you're saying, but it would also, like, in a different kind of scenario, I could see them saying, like, you might have better luck just calling campus security real quick. They're there already, than bringing out, like, police because you think something might have happened to your daughter. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah. And well, I'm going to have to look into that now.
Okay.
It's interesting.
My general take is they don't investigate as though they think a crime might have been committed on a campus security. And I just don't understand why not.
A bias there. What's that called? Confirmation bias. They don't want a crime to have happened.
Which is what you explained.
Yeah.
Which that makes sense to me.
Yeah.
Well, around 5:45 a.m. on the 13th, the Stanford security guard, his name was Stephen Crawford, reported entering the memorial church to conduct morning rounds. He said he found one of the west doors locked from the inside with a key still inserted. So that's what, anybody that can go to the church after hours has a key.
Oh, okay.
And the key was still, so that would have been Arlis, because they don't just keep the church open.
Right.
So Arlis would have had to have used her key, went in, and locked the door from the inside.
Okay.
And she left the key in the door, apparently. Upon entering the church, he discovered the body of Arlis Perry. She was positioned near the altar, and he notified campus police immediately. And that's what I'm talking about, not campus security, campus police.
Okay.
There's a difference. So he's a security guard, but then he notified the police at the campus. So it's not 911. This is campus police.
Yeah.
Investigators determined she had been killed sometime during the early morning hours. Her clothing was partially removed, and she had sustained a fatal head injuries from a sharp, narrow instrument, which they think resembled an ice pick. I know, in your head.
Christ.
I mean, that would take a lot of force to get
my God,
a fatal blow from an ice pick to go through your skull, don't you think? It would have to be brutal.
I just think it was terrible. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, they're sharp.
But I mean, it would have to be hard. So somebody strong that could really get that through the bone.
Yeah. Yes.
It's not like Walking Dead where they just stick knives through the...
Right. It's all squishy and whatnot. Yeah. No, I get it.
Okay. Prepare yourself for this next discovery. A large altar candle had been placed on her chest, and another one was inserted in her vagina.
Okay.
Yeah. They think it was post-mortem because there weren't any signs of trauma that would appear she had been alive during the insertion, which is thankful.
Yeah.
Sick. The perpetrator that did this was sick.
Fucking weirdo.
But thankful that she didn't have to suffer that.
Yeah. Yes.
And then no murder weapon was found anywhere on the premises.
So they took the maybe ice pick with them, whatever it was. Okay.
Yes. Arlis Perry's body was found lying on her back near the front of the altar. Her arms were placed across her chest, like you might
So
do.
she was like posed.
She was posed. Her legs were positioned slightly apart, with parts of her clothing removed and arranged near the body. So not just like thrown willy-nilly. The investigators noted that the positioning was deliberate and intentional, consistent with what's called staging behavior.
Yeah.
And that means the killer manipulated the scene after her death.
Yeah.
Okay.
Stuck around to do all this weird shit instead of like getting the fuck out of there.
Yes.
Yeah.
Which says a lot.
Yeah.
To them. This was not the posture expected if she had collapsed naturally or died in the place she was originally attacked. Okay, the altar candles. A large, heavy altar candle around 2 feet long, that's pretty long,
yeah,
was laid lengthwise across her torso. So like from chin to pelvis, from her upper chest downward. So her arms must have been over top of it, which is what would have helped it stay in place for whoever found her, because obviously they wanted her to be found this way.
Yeah, the stage, like the whole presentation of it. Yes. Weird.
It was placed with care rather than just thrown or dropped, obviously. Its placement contributed to early speculation. Like almost immediately, they're thinking satanic ritual symbolism.
Don't they always say that? And it almost never is.
Some kind of cult behavior, you know. Then the second altar candle, it was smaller than the one across her chest, was inserted into her vaginal canal. And the medical examiner said this action occurred after death. So although this action mimicked aspects of SA, there was no semen, no evidence of intercourse, and no internal injuries consistent with penetration by a person. So that actually said a lot forensically as well.
Right.
The insertion of the candle was classified as postmortem sexual staging, often interpreted by forensic psychologists as an attempt to shock investigators, humiliate the victim, or mislead the direction of the investigation.
Yeah. It could be a woman or a man now, and could be someone who's impotent.
Yeah, tell me your thoughts.
It could be, like you said, just the whole ritualistic, not in a satanic way, but just their thing, their weird
their own weird thing.
You know what I mean?
Like, yeah. Like they have a personal religious something.
Yeah, like that this is what, I don't know, but obviously they felt like they had time. Obviously they knew that they were alone, which is half what was already a safe bet just because of the time that it was that late at night. Who probably else was going to be coming to, you know what I mean?
Yes.
But is it someone who was familiar with the church that knew that? Or was it somebody that just thought, what's this lady doing walking in there, that was nearby? You know what I mean?
Yeah, opportunistic.
And then again, if we're talking opportunistic, is it just because the candles were around?
Well, obviously they didn't bring their own.
Right, yeah.
They used the candles looked around
and were like, oh, what do we got in here that I could be weird with?
Be weird with.
Right.
Yeah, and they were weird.
So, I don't know. All right, keep going.
Okay. So why the staging mattered. The staging elements, meaning the candles, the positioning of the body, and the rearranging of the clothing, made it significantly more difficult for investigators to establish motive. That's why it matters.
Yeah.
And then the forensic significance. Number one, the offender remained in the church after she died, which is you were saying.
Yeah.
Staging takes time. Therefore, the killer felt comfortable enough to manipulate the body without fear of immediate interruption.
Right.
That's exactly what you thought. I always say you could have been a forensic psychologist. You could work for the FBI.
I would like it.
I mean, you already know everything and you haven't even gone through Quantico.
Quantico. Quantico.
Quantico.
I don't know. I have no idea.
All right, number two, the offender had some familiarity with the building. He was confident enough to remain inside after closing time, indicating he either knew the building's schedule, had access to keys, or he understood the likelihood of not being discovered.
Yeah.
Number 3, the choice of church candles was opportunistic, as I said.
Yeah.
Number 4, the staging complicated initial investigative theories. So early investigators debated if it's ritual, like satanic ritual staging.
Yeah.
If there's a sexual motivation, if it's a symbolic motivation, if it's a personal motivation, or was the staging designed to mimic any of those?
Right.
So, yeah.
No, I don't think that you. I'm not going to say it's impossible, but of the 3 that you just said, the probability of it being like, oh, I know what I'll do. I'll throw them off my scent by hanging around longer and fiddling with her fucking clothes and putting a candle in her and doing all of these things and taking all of this time. Like, you had to want to do that. I think purposely, not to deflect or lead away from. I think like there's just no way if you would want to get the fuck out of there. Like, you wouldn't want to stick around. I just feel like you'd be so nervous.
It was so risky. I know, right?
It just seems more like someone who was familiar with the church and someone who felt guilty themselves, but wanted to degrade her in a way, like someone.
Oh, because they positioned her arms.
They see her in the church, like, yeah, they positioned her, like they put her kind of at peace, but right. Obviously not.
Resting peacefully with this huge candle.
Yeah, right? I know. So, yeah, it just seems
it's
like
really weird.
Someone else that was religious too, but fucked up. And yeah, the staging to me, the way that she was staged and the time that it would have taken says something to me about someone who knew what religion meant to her and was degrading her, but then felt guilt.
That's what I'm very getting. Close to what their forensic psychologist thought. You are very close. So yeah. We'll go into that right now.
Someone from the campus or like a deacon from the church, someone familiar with the church, or someone familiar with her from the campus. That's my thought. Okay, so I'm going to let you go.
Okay. Well, first of all, the absence of other ritual indicators like pentagrams and...
It's never satanic. Every time I hear that in any story, I roll my eyes so hard. Oh my God.
Yeah, like the Robin Hood murders, the 3 little boys, and then they put 3, the Robin Hood 3, the Robin Hood Woods 3. They made a whole 3-part docuseries on it.
Yes.
You know what I'm talking about. Yeah, that the boy Damien, and they were accused because they listened to Metallica and had black hair.
Yeah.
They were thought to be satanically, killing these boys for Satan. They were released on the Alford plea.
Excuse me.
Do you know what an Alford plea is?
Yes, I do.
Of course you do.
I don't know if I knew that.
Yeah, they finally got out. They had to use the Alford plea, but all 3 of them got out. So thank God.
Yeah.
Miss Gavy, I can't remember their names, but anyways, back to the story. There were no other ritual indicators, so that ultimately led to the conclusion that the staging was meant to appear satanic, but was not.
I think it was meant to appear satanic. I think it was mimicking the fucking church. There was nothing satanic about it.
This is true.
It just because it was dead and that made it evil that she was killed.
That made it satanic.
But her fucking hands were over her chest. Isn't that how they put everybody in a coffin?
Yes.
Like, what? That's what makes me so, like, I think that is such a incompetent
Well, we're talking about the 70s though.
Go to.
And this is when the Manson stuff had just happened.
Oh,
and they wrote Pig
and
yeah.
And they were race baiting, and they were that's
back then people were
too.
A little afraid of
because
potential
it is
Satanists.
evil. Because it is evil and it's cruel and people can't wrap their fucking minds around it. And for like the average person, especially if you're religious, you must be fucking satanic because this is out of my fucking realm of comprehension.
Yeah. You're praying to demons. And
I just think it's such a based and incompetent
now in 2025 we know this.
I think I would have known it then too, but you're right.
You probably would have, with your big
forehead. I like to think in any era and any time I would have been
above average intelligent.
No, exactly like I am. Like, that's bullshit. Come on, guys.
Probably. I can see that. Well, the candles inserted into the victim postmortem is classified as sexual staging, not SA. So psychologists interpret this as a symbolic act of domination.
Yeah, no, that's what I'm saying. They took something that was so important to her, that the candles and the peace and the ambiance of the church, and they did something vile to her with it.
Yes.
To degrade, like to ruin it, to degrade her, to degrade the sanctity and the holiness of it.
Yes. And her own purity.
Also, and that doesn't, like I said, that means that it could also be a woman. But I don't know, like it could be. It still could be a woman, I guess. I'm just sexist, but
it could be.
I still think that it shows an impotency.
Okay.
And
they did too.
Yeah.
They did too. That's part of the when they profiled whoever they thought the killer would be.
I really wanted to degrade her.
He probably had sexual
I can't do it on my own. Right.
Or
yes.
Maybe not a medical impotence, but just his own problem.
Yes.
Sexually. So, okay, they said the offender used an object instead of committing an actual SA, suggests avoidance of direct sexual contact, detachment, hostility toward the victim's body, possible impotence or sexual anxiety, and then a desire to defile symbolically rather than engage sexually.
Yeah.
So that was kind of a motivation forensically. It tells investigators the offender wanted to demonstrate control after death, and that the message was, this is what I did, and she cannot resist.
Yeah.
And this fits opportunistic killers with a need to assert power. Then, okay, so the candle insertion strongly suggests the offender wanted to make the murder look like a satanic ritual or a sexually motivated crime, even if it was not.
I disagree, but I get what they're saying.
Okay. The forensic psychologists interpret that as called red herring behavior. Do you know what that means? I hear about the red herrings all the time. It doesn't mean you're just putting something out there like this is a red herring.
Like shiny, like look over here at this instead of the real thing that you're supposed to be.
Okay. I always wonder what that meant.
Oh, like a red herring? Like,
yeah.
Turns out that was just a red herring. Yeah, it's like a gotcha, like a
decoy.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like, I'm going to steal your coffee and I'm going to be like, oh my God, Mom, did it stop recording? And then you didn't know that I stole your coffee.
Where'd my coffee go?
Red herring.
Okay. I see.
So look over here at this candle that I put in this girl. I'm a Satanist and not just like Joe that's in like sociology class with her husband. Like, and I still, like I said, I get what they're saying.
So obviously they were afraid that investigators might easily be able to discover who this was that did this. So they wanted to make it look as far away from who they are as possible.
That's this forensic psychologist's take on it. Yes. I disagree.
Okay.
I don't think that I don't think it was a red herring at all. I don't think it had anything to do with like, oh, I want them to think it was about Satan, or
Do you think
I want them
this
to
was
think,
about the person?
I want them to think that it was about
You think the person
SA.
did this because it's about who they are?
Yeah, I think that they had their own
deal going on.
They had their own thing entirely, which is why they did it. And yeah, it had nothing. I don't think it was supposed to be a red herring at all.
Okay. Okay, they also said placing a religious object in a sexualized context almost guarantees sensational media coverage. And that might have been what the offender was craving, to make it bigger.
I don't think it was lost on the offender that it was going to be sensationalized because it's sensational, like, as it's like, what the fuck. But again, I think what you said was the crux of it. Taking something that's supposed to be holy and pure and doing something unpure with it is like like all the tingles, right? Because you're doing the opposite of, it's like really sticking it to demand.
Which you think is the motive.
That was a pun.
You don't think it was
I didn't mean to make.
Sticking it to demand.
I didn't mean to, but I said it. But
stick it to the mononosis.
Exactly. I love it so much.
So you don't think he was craving attention? You think he just did this because he needed to do it himself, not that it was because he was trying to get attention from the media after the fact?
No, not at all. I don't think.
So I think
that they'll probably
it's not like the Zodiac.
I think they would love the attention from the media, but that wasn't the
that's just the intention.
That's just a byproduct. It wasn't why they did it. No.
Okay.
My opinion. No, not at all. And how can investigators say that it was both attention seeking and only done to divert attention away from? You don't put a candle in someone thinking that you're diverting attention away from anything. I think that those two things can't did he want the attention or not? Which one was it? Because it can't be both, right?
Right.
Like, how are they making the point that he was attention seeking, but also did all of these things to deliberately like reflect away from his true identity and stuff?
I see what you mean.
You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
Like okay, trying to make it seem like it was some weird sick satanic cult and look over there at them and not me.
But trying to get
attention. What?
Gotcha.
Like that to me just it's counterintuitive. Like, it just doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
I think that he wanted to do something gross
himself,
and he wanted personal want. Right. He wanted to offend her beliefs, offend the church, make a mockery of something pure. And his own stuff wasn't doing it.
Okay, right. So I can skip over the symbolic humiliation and all that because you've already covered it. So I don't need to say that. But this says the message was targeting the victim's identity. So because Arlis was known to be religious, the offender may have chosen the candle to target her faith, her modesty, her symbolic vulnerability.
Yes.
And this is often seen in offenders with underlying anger toward women.
Yes.
Or specific women who embody traits that they resent. So that kind of reminds me of Ed Kemper, are you familiar with Ed Kemper? He hated his mother and, just kind of women in general. It just kind of made him what he was because his mother was so mean to him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, absolutely. And I feel like that's what I was saying is that like, it was a
her. Personal.
Like, oh, she's here at this church. Maybe you didn't have to know her for long to know, like, oh, if this woman came to church at 11:30 at night and was on her knees praying, this must really mean something to her. Let's fuck that up for her.
Yeah.
And women in general, hating women in general, which is why I still lead towards it's a male offender and not a female offender. But I just feel like when you see them being SA'd with an object instead of that can sometimes be what women do. Like, so, but in this case, I think that it's
a man.
Yeah. And I think it's just because they said it was an ice pick, and I agree. I don't think just don't see that being a woman. But all right, keep going.
Okay. In psychology, using an object instead of their own genitals is called object substitution, and it implies that the offender may be unable or unwilling to engage in interpersonal sexual acts.
Yeah.
Or he's familiar with police investigations and is desiring to avoid physical evidence. So he thinks in practical terms, doesn't want to leave trace, wants to lower the risk of biological transfer.
Maybe nowadays, but back then I feel like people were even less aware of that kind of stuff.
I agree. Yeah, and they didn't have
and
DNA.
Even nowadays, what the fuck does that matter?
They didn't know
people
what
be
DNA
leaving their
was.
DNA all over the place, knowing that it can get them caught. But your impulses, these people aren't right in their heads. You know what I mean?
Yes.
So, again, I lean more towards like some sort of dysfunction was happening within him, and that goes back to the hatred of women. Somehow that's her fault, and like, you know what? I'm still gonna fucking get you though. Like,
yeah. So let's talk about the candle across the chest. They believe this is posing, not staging, and that it suggests orderliness, a ritualistic appearance. So again, they thought somebody was trying to make it look like a satanic ritual, or a desire to display the victim, the attempt to imply a ritual, even though the crime was not linked to any known ritual pattern, the offender wanted the scene to look ritualistic. You totally disagree with that. This is what they thought.
Yeah.
They thought it indicated...
You're in a fucking church. I think you're mimicking what you're seeing around you. I think afterwards, you're feeling a tad bit of guilt. And so...
You placed her in a peaceful position.
You just placed her in a peaceful position.
You didn't want her found however she was when she, whatever awful condition she was in.
Yeah.
So...
And you're about to defile her. Like you're...
Yeah.
Just the whole thing. Like... I don't know. Ritual. Everything about a fucking church is ritualistic.
I think that your take on this, because I know the answers, I think your take on this is right on. I really do. But okay, so they say that behavior like this trying to imply a ritual, is seen in offenders who want the crime to seem bigger than it is, or offenders who are seeking notoriety, or offenders who have pseudo-religious ideas but no structured belief system.
The third one's the closest to what I'd say. Like,
yeah,
you're looking around, you probably have some idea of church.
Yes.
And you're like, okay, we're like...
So how can I use this church stuff?
Yeah.
In this crime I just committed?
Not to stage, but just... that's your inspiration in this moment.
Okay. So the combined posing and staging, because they did both, means it was an impulsive attack, and it was followed by deliberate scene manipulation.
Okay.
The hybrid pattern is rare but documented, and what it suggests about the offender from an FBI profiling viewpoint is that he has a high need for control, he or she, because we still don't know. He has resentment or hostility toward a woman. He is an opportunistic predator. He likely struggled with sexual intimacy. He has a desire to confuse police. He has a familiarity with this environment, the building layout. And he has an interest in manipulating how the crime would be perceived. That's the traits that the profiler said, these are the things we're looking for in a person.
I think it's someone with a religious background. That's my thought.
Okay.
I think it's someone with a religious background, and not that they were trying to make it look ritualistic or anything. Not because of that. I think because they used an object instead of their own self.
Okay.
they folded everything and made it look neat and tidy and tried to keep order in the church, tried to make her look peaceful. Like, still some sort of, like, this fucking Catholic level of guilt afterwards. Like, well, but if I make things look nice and orderly, everything's good, you know?
Yes.
So that's where...
That makes perfect sense.
That's my thought on it.
It really does. Okay. The crime scene details. Toxicology tests were negative. No signs of defensive wounds. So it suggests that she was attacked suddenly without time to react.
Yeah.
No semen.
I do think it was opportunistic. I do think that it was not planned. I agree with that part. So.
Okay.
All right. So no semen.
Standard tests of that era did not detect biological material from a perpetrator. And the crime scene technicians noted no fingerprints, no signs of forced entry, no sign of robbery. Church pews were moved from their normal alignment, and the doors at different points of the building were secured from the inside.
Yeah.
So, the staging of the body complicated investigators' ability to determine whether the motive was sexual, symbolic, or personal. Which you have a very clear thing. You don't.
I have a thing. Yeah.
Yeah. You think it was more personal, not symbolic in any way. No, you do think it's a little symbolic.
No, I think it's symbolic in a way. I guess I think it's symbolic. The way that I'm phrasing it in my mind is personal from before is actually like personal in that they understood how much her religion was important to her.
Yes.
And they understood religion and what the sanctity of a church meant.
Right.
And so that's more symbolic, I think, is what I'm getting at. Yeah.
Okay.
And then, of course, there's a sexual aspect to it. Just the hatred of women and then getting off on controlling one.
Yes.
You know?
Mm-hmm.
Sexual always in these cases being about control and not...
Right. Know. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, shall we go over the suspects?
Dive in.
Who do you think number one suspect was?
Well, I always want to say the husband. But... I don't know. Something in this case... I don't like him. I don't know why. I don't like him. I don't like the fact that you're arguing with your wife and then she wants to leave at 11:30 at night. And I don't know. All of that seems weird to me. But you think that he wouldn't use a candle.
If it was his wife, he doesn't need to SA her. You know, he might use an object.
If it was the husband,
that's
then
what I
everything... I know what you're saying. If it was the husband, then it all was staged.
Right.
Then it was...
To look like it couldn't be me. I'm a religious person. I'm not satanic.
And, right. And still to defile her, and because, you know, he's annoyed, like, oh, you think you want to go to the church at 11:30 instead of being home with me? And, like, it's different from how I was describing it. And from... So, no, I don't think it was the husband.
All right, well, the police did.
Of course they did. I would have looked into it. Of course, yes. Yeah.
So why he was considered statistically, spouses are always examined first.
Yep.
We all know this, and that makes sense. They're going to know the most about her anyways.
Yeah.
He and Arlis had a
statistically
minor,
it usually is. Yeah.
According to him, disagreement before she left the apartment. He reported her missing after she didn't return, putting him naturally in the spotlight.
Plenty of time to go there, do it, and then come back and be like, oh, she didn't come home. Yeah.
He did end up voluntarily taking a polygraph test, and he passed more than once. So he took more than one polygraph to clear himself.
Yeah, I don't get the vibe that it's him.
Most people would want to take a polygraph if they were innocent.
Yes.
And then the thing about a polygraph is they're useful, but they're not court worthy.
They're not admissible in court.
Right. So,
but if you fail one and you start sweating and the investigators can lay into you,
it helps
you can
them.
use it as a breaking
That's
tactic.
why it's useful.
Yeah, yes.
That's why
It's also why people admit to shit they didn't do. It's not a perfect system. And also, sociopaths can manipulate.
Yes, they
those
can.
tests.
Yes, they can.
It's exactly why it's not admissible. But
yeah, the test can be manipulated if you know how to do it.
Yes.
My college psychology teacher actually told us all how you can manipulate it.
Oh, really?
Yeah, she was like, if you ever have to take a polygraph and you really did commit the crime and you want to get away with it, this is how. Do you want me to tell you?
Cool.
Do you want me to tell you? It's
no,
really simple.
I don't want you to say it on here for these people.
You don't want them to hear
Make
it?
them have to do the
they
work
want to
if
know.
they want to kill somebody.
I know they want to know.
If you want to know, leave a comment and we'll say it next time. Okay. If you want my mom to divulge how to pass a polygraph, leave a comment.
It's so simple.
Let us know, and she will tell you how to beat the polygraph.
All right.
So you can finally do the crime that you've been daydreaming about.
And pass the polygraph. We'll let you know. All right, back to the evidence. I'm sorry, the suspects. Oh, and also, no, that was all. Okay. There was an unknown young man seen arguing with Arlis outside of the church.
Oh.
So this is something they found out. A witness reported that there was a student walking near the church around midnight. I'm sorry. A student walking near the church around midnight reported seeing a young man in his early 20s, possibly wearing a denim jacket with short, light to medium brown hair, talking or arguing with a young woman who resembled Arlis. So the witness didn't know either person.
But at that time, I did think that I saw people arguing around that area.
Yes.
Okay. Could be useful, yes.
So the timeline fit. It matched the period when Arlis had walked to the church, which was around 11:50 p.m. is when they saw him. So she had left at 11:30. So it takes about 10 minutes to get there. Maybe they had been arguing for a while because he was seen at 11:50.
Okay.
All right. He was one of the last unknown individuals possibly seen with her.
Okay.
And if the encounter was negative, it could represent an escalating conflict. So the fact they were seen possibly arguing, he was never identified. They did do sketches and they appealed to, the public, but there was no match reported. Witness reliability was questioned due to the time and the distance away from them. So apparently they must have been a little bit of a way away.
Well, it was a college campus too. I mean, could have been a girlfriend and boyfriend walking around arguing. Like, other normal people would be out walking around at that time. I think it was the most weird that she was like, I'm going to go for a walk to the church and pray.
Right.
Bitch, go to bed. Pray in your bed.
Yeah, why couldn't you?
Why don't you want to be home with your husband praying in the sanctity of your home? What?
At 11:30 at night.
I don't know. That still just does not sit well with me. No one's that naive. I don't know. She's a young woman. You want to feel like you can go do things. That's the fucking only control she has in her life. Is like,
it's the only place in this California.
Okay. I'm trying to be
where she could get grounded.
I'm trying to get my brain there, but all right. Who else?
Okay. Random transient or off-campus drifter. Why this was considered was in the 70s, Stanford had open campus access. So the church actually occasionally attracted transient individuals, runaways, travelers sleeping in nearby buildings, or non-students on campus at night. So the theory was that she may have encountered a stranger.
Not impossible, but less likely to me. That's what I think. But yeah, no, fucking could be, but...
The next one is the religious extremist or occult motive suspects. It was considered because the murder took place in a church. Candles and body positioning appeared symbolic. Postmortem sexualized behavior looked ritualistic. The fifth one was a specific occult suspect. His name was Maurice Rodriguez. It turned out to be a total false theory. And then I couldn't find anything about him.
You don't say.
That's all I know. Now, this next suspect is interesting, or it's just kind of interesting. We're going to take a little sidewinder.
I love a sidewinder.
I know you do. Some internet writers and fringe authors.
Writers or writers?
Writers.
Okay, got it.
And fringe authors that were looking into this Arlis Perry case. They speculated about a man named Maury, Maury, Terry's theories. So Maury Terry is this guy who was nuts about this church called the Process Church. And he was also nuts about the Son of Sam. So this guy did all of this theorizing, writing, investigating about the Son of Sam and this Process Church.
Okay.
That's who Maury Terry is. So these internet writers and fringe authors were speculating about Maury Terry's theories and thought that a killer could have been linked to the Process Church. And have you ever heard of the Process Church?
I don't think so.
I hadn't. Okay. It has to do with the San Francisco Charles Manson murders. So let me talk to you about it a little bit, just because it's kind of interesting. It's an interesting side note.
Okay.
During its existence, the Process Church attracted much publicity because of an urban myth about the Process Church that came to be associated with ritual murders. So this was back in the 70s. So that's why I'm saying there was stuff going on and people were like,
oh my God,
we're afraid of Satanists.
Again. Right. Yeah.
So no evidence of any such connection was ever forthcoming. Rumors spread that a number of German shepherds had been sacrificed around San Francisco, with these actions sometimes being associated with the Process Church, who kept German shepherds as pets. So they're saying satanic rituals using animals.
Yeah, yes.
So police investigating the Tate LaBianca Manson murders,
yes,
which were carried out by members of the Manson family suspected a possible connection between the family's leader, Charles Manson, and the Process Church. So these writers and people investigating this thought this looks a little bit like the Manson murders, and maybe this was maybe we're starting a new guy who's going out having people murdered.
Yeah.
Is where I'm going with this.
Right. We got one and now another's popping up. Yeah.
So it was later suggested that Manson may have borrowed philosophically from the Process Church. That's where he got the idea. No connection between the Process Church and Manson was ever substantiated, but the group's reputation was damaged by the association. So it was like a big deal in the 70s.
Why do I always feel like legitimate conspiracies and cover-ups and like weird plots, like do this to do this to do this because it means this? People are like, you're fucking...
There are no real masterminds.
But whenever it's just like a woman got murdered in a church and the creep used what was within his reach to kill her and to SA her, they're like, it's a fucking, hold on, wait a second. And they try to fucking 7 ways to Kevin Bacon this to fucking Satan. And I'm like, it was really not that deep. Like, why do the people try to make something out like
fear?
Yeah, like it's just
fear-based.
It's just so weird to me.
Yeah,
like,
people go to the...
Like, I think it's what I was saying
They go
before.
to the worst-case scenario.
Like, oh my God, this seems so evil, it must be Satan. Like, no, people are just fucking gross. We haven't learned that yet. Like...
We're learning.
Read the Bible.
We're getting there.
People are gross. They always have been.
This is
You know what I mean? Like, it's just... If that's what you believe is the Bible or whatever, read the news. Like, look around. Like... People are fucking depraved.
They are. Well, how Manson was associated with the Process Church, as there was evidence citing the fact that Manson once lived in the same road as the church's San Francisco location. So, again, 7 ways to Charles Manson and the Process Church instead of Kevin Bacon. Also, according to this Maury Terry's decades of researching the Son of Sam case, And he presented a theory that David Berkowitz was part of a larger, violent, satanic cult responsible for the Son of Sam murders, which linked him to the Process Church.
Right.
So Berkowitz claims years after his arrest in 1977, Davy Berkowitz, by then, was a converted Christian. He changed his story. Once he was in jail and he became a Christian, he said he was a member of a cult called the Children, and that other members were involved in the killings. And he claimed to have met with the cult at Untermeyer Park in Yonkers, where evidence of mutilated dogs were found. And that in a 1996 interview with Terry, Berkowitz specifically named and blamed the Process Church for his actions.
I think
so. This is 20 years after the fact.
Speaking of people who did say anything to just get their face on there and it out there and get their voices heard, he was one.
David Berkowitz
was just one that just loved the sound of his own fucking voice.
Okay.
And would say anything if it made you like turn your head and listen. I don't believe him as a credible source.
I don't know much about the Son of Sam murders, so I have not really ever watched anything on that. But
the fact that the story just kept changing and involved, like, well, now I found Jesus. Here's my new story. Oh, okay. Is it going to get the fucking cameras back in here to get me some FaceTime with someone other than the present inmate? I just didn't think he's credible. I just don't think he's credible.
Okay. And most people didn't, according to this. And regardless of the speculation, the police department concluded there was no evidence for this whatsoever. So they dismissed that entirely. I just thought it was interesting.
It is absolutely interesting.
Okay, they thought it might have been a known church visitor with a history of mental health issues. So there was this guy, he used to come to the church often, reading or praying. And he was considered because he had a habit of staying inside longer than allowed. He sometimes behaved erratically, according to witnesses, which makes me kind of feel like maybe he was like a little bit schizophrenic and maybe talked to himself or rambled or babbled or threw his arms around or, did erratic looking things that were kind of scary.
Had some habits that were atypical that put people off. And
maybe a little schizo.
Yeah.
And then he also lived near campus and he didn't have a strong alibi. So they were considering him.
I like what you're saying about him because he is familiar with the church and its habits and the comings and goings of people, how to get in, where to lock, what your time frame would be. He also is clearly comfortable and familiar with the teachings of the church if he kept going there, which plays into the using church items and, degrading her and those kind of ways and doing things that just seem
he fits
odd. Like
he fits.
He fits. Yeah.
Definitely.
That kind of person really fits to me. Yeah.
And no alibi. So
well, that doesn't help his case.
Another way that they went was, of course, they had to investigate all of the campus employees. So that included the security guard who found her.
Yeah.
His name was Stephen Crawford. And he was considered because he discovered the body, and that correlates with offender behavior. They wanted to be the hero offender.
Yes.
Didn't we just cover?
That was exactly what happened with Gwaltney.
Yes.
In our last case.
Robin Bishop.
Yes.
Yes.
George Michael
Gwaltney.
Yes.
Yeah, he was a hero offender. He wanted to be the one that found the body.
Yeah.
But he was actually the offender. So this is the same with this security guard, Stephen Crawford. He had full access to the keys in the church building. His timeline did have inconsistencies. He was
probably sleeping on the job. I was over there when that happened. He's like, fuck. I'm gonna find out I was asleep. It was midnight.
Yeah, security people don't seem to be all that into their jobs anyways.
I'm not discrediting this. I'm not discrediting this theory, though. I can see that too. He also would know the comings and goings. He also would know you know.
He seemed to coworkers to be overly involved and emotional when discussing the case. I just think if you found a dead body in the church.
Well, that's what as a advocate for our last case, I said. Like, yeah, you might actually, like, he might seem eager McBeaver to, like, want to help and jump in because
and to
it was
talk about it to people.
traumatizing
Yeah.
to him. Like,
it was something
it's a
exciting
coping
and new and
mechanism
traumatizing.
yeah.
He did have prior issues with theft and unauthorized access into campus buildings that made him suspicious.
Okay.
So let's talk about his multiple incidents of theft at Stanford. He had a pattern of stealing property from Stanford University while he was employed as the campus security guard.
That they were aware of while he was still there?
They found out. But yeah, they just reprimanded him and let him keep on being the security guard. So
damn it, Steve, stop stealing shit.
It was it was little shit. So he was known to steal small items from student dorms. So just stealing personal property off of the students. Property from unlocked campus offices. So probably just pencils and pens or
he's stealing
statues.
OPP.
It didn't say, but items from maintenance areas. Property. So maybe he was stealing some hedge clippers or something.
Okay. Well, that kind of shit, you know, like, okay, well, I took a rake because it's fall and, like, I'm not condoning stealing, but, like, oh, I took some toilet paper because I ran out. Like, everybody does those kind of things. You know, we don't want to
do they? I don't do that.
What do you don't have a job? You didn't do that when you had a job years ago?
No. I've never stolen toilet paper for my own personal use.
Okay. Me neither, because I would be wrong. But, yeah, those little kind of things, like, people do that kind of shit.
People do that kind of shit.
I'm
aware of that.
It's absolutely the same theft as anything else. It is, but
people, okay, going like, you owe me this,
right?
You know, you don't pay me enough.
Well, I think you're like, what's this going to hurt? But what it would hurt is if every employee took one roll of toilet paper a month. That's a huge cut into the margin for profit and loss for the company. It would hurt, and that's how you get paid, is if they're shelling out all this money to pay for shit you're pilfering. Like, okay, that's why it's bad. Anyways, my point is, stealing stuff from the students seems like a power trip. Stealing shit from unlocked offices seems like a power trip. Because what do the fucking students have that you, as a grown-up with a job, I know they're not students like children, they're college students, but what do they have that you need? Ramen?
Yeah, ramen.
What, they had something in your dorm?
Maybe like a joint.
Their toilet paper?
Maybe they had a joint.
Right. Okay. Maybe. Right. Like.
Or some, you know, liquor.
Stole their bong. Like,
yeah,
what?
Yeah.
You go into like a professor's office, and what did they have that you need? Like,
and obviously he wasn't very good at stealing because he got busted all the time. I was
going to say, like, what was he trying to steal? Like this whole, like a mic stand? And he was like, no one's going to know.
Right.
Steve, God damn it. Is that a mic stand in your pants? Or like, so I'm just like, that seems weird to me. Like, that doesn't seem like your typical average, I got caught stealing from work. Yeah. And it seems like it had to have been dumb shit if they didn't fire him. He wasn't stealing something like
computers.
Yeah, like that was had a high monetary value, or
jewelry.
Yeah, something that somebody would really like complain and make a stink over. Like, yeah, he took the stapler off my desk. Like, just put it back. Like,
right.
Just it was either mischievous or weird. Like, yeah, creeper, stalker kind of shit.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, he misused the keys. So he kept duplicate keys to secure the buildings, and he would go into the locked campus spaces without permission.
I would do that because I just like to explore.
He lingered in buildings during closed hours, so this makes him very much like the schizophrenic guy.
Yeah.
And he had access to nearly every door on campus, including the church. So he was on their big red flag list, as he should be.
Yeah. That's what happens when you be doing weird shit.
So basically, Crawford's supervisors documented that he had inconsistent job performance. He was unprofessional conduct. He had unprofessional conduct.
He was unprofessional conduct.
He had problems with reliability. He had attitude issues. And he had conflict with coworkers. And eventually they did force him out after continuing problems. But
okay. I can see it. I guess I would keep him on the radar. Like there's some stuff there that's just odd behavior, but
definitely.
But not being able to like fit in, not fitting in with your coworkers, doing weird shit. Does it rise to the level of what happened?
It's kind of a stretch.
I feel like it is, but isn't all crime a fucking stretch of the imagination? But
yeah. So yeah, absolutely.
All right, keep going.
All right, so we were talking about 1974 when this happened.
Yes.
Now we're going to talk about the long, cold phase.
40 years, you said,
yeah,
right?
For decades, the case remained active, but without publicly known breakthroughs. The key issues included the fact that they didn't have a murder weapon, they didn't have fingerprints, they didn't have DNA.
Retest the clothes.
They had limited eyewitness information, but it remained under periodic review, which is, good on the police.
Yeah, they have to do that.
Keeping it, in their radar.
They just go through the file. They're like, anybody hear anything? No? Okay.
And then, so during this period, Stanford Campus Police and Santa Clara County Cold Case units.
That's fun.
So again, we're just dealing with Stanford. This never went to, the Santa Clara County Police. It said that they did have cold case units maintaining a file. So I guess they did coordinate.
I was going to say this. Yes, okay. They did. The Santa Clara County was.
I don't know what I'm saying.
Menopause brain.
I just want to believe that campus police and county police don't cross paths.
County police pulls up the underwear and gives wedgies to campus police, Mom. You do understand there's a hierarchy, and like campus police are like nobody cares about. Like, come on.
Okay.
They're like. The real police are like, go get a fucking job, loser. Like.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, they did maintain a file on several persons of interest, but they never had enough to file charges.
Right. It takes, you have to have evidence.
So they kept looking at them, just waiting. They were just waiting for something to break the case.
Yes.
Well, something did. Let's roll forward 40 years to 2010. So this is actually because DNA started coming out in the 90s, late 80s, 90s. In 2010, they were able to revisit biological samples collected in 74, including hair fragments, trace material on the victim, material from her clothing.
Yes.
Just like you were saying, test the clothes.
Yeah.
So
look back. That's what I'm saying. Since you said it was such a long, you didn't say they've revisited it in late 80s or 90s. You said 2000s. And I'm like, look at the clothes. There's going to be so much shit that they never would have caught back then. What'd they find?
Well, finally, in 2018.
And this guy is in the fucking system. Oh, Mom, it stopped.
Oh, okay. Thanks for noticing. All right, so.
All right.
That's right. We'll keep going. We only have a few pages left, so that's not bad.
All right. So if you're listening now, we're only audio because
we're only audio.
My mom's iPhone ran out of storage. So
we're going to remedy that. I have to get a terabyte SD card so I can transfer my videos off of my phone so that we can, because we're doing 3 weeks.
We will never have this problem again.
I thought you were going to say we will never get this right.
Well, we're either never going to have this problem again or never. It's going to be one of those. So anyways, guys.
All right.
We're like right in the thick of it. And I look over and the goddamn phone was like, oh, video stopped. Like right when we get to the good part. Okay. So they ran. It was 2010. Test. They ran all the tests on biological material, you said?
Yes.
Okay.
It wasn't until 2018 that they had a test that was able, it must have been a small sample because they had to use larger amounts in 2010.
Yes.
In 2018, they finally confirmed the newly tested DNA matched a known profile.
Mm.
Can you guess who it is? So let's go over the suspects.
Husband.
We got the husband. We got the man arguing with Arlis.
Rando on campus.
We got the transient, the satanic cultist. Oh, wait, that's right.
Oh, I wasn't even fucking... I thought you were talking about real suspects.
All the suspects. We got the crazy schizo guy. And we have the security guard.
And we got weird cop.
Who do you think? Oh, I'm looking at the camera as though it's still recording.
Not even on anymore.
Who do you think?
Look at the blank
look at the microphone.
Who do you think?
Audience, who do you think it was? Go ahead and comment now.
I really think it was the schizo church guy. It just fits the best. If I had to order it, I'd say the likelihood is schizo church guy, cop, husband. I'm not even fucking counting the guy that was supposedly arguing with her on camp. That just seems like... that one just doesn't seem correct to me at all. Nothing fits about it. And unless we find out that the guy she was arguing with was a regular church goer or something. Right.
Let's say that she wasn't as pious as we all thought.
Right.
Let's say that's why she's going out at 11:30 at night.
Right. Yes.
Because she's meeting... her other secret love.
Unless the guy she's arguing with was like a churchgoer or a deacon.
Let's say things aren't that great in the marriage.
Well, obviously they fucking weren't. I think I said that from go. Like, there's no reason you're out that fucking late going to church. I just don't. That whole thing is weird. But if it was a known suspect, I'm going with schizo church guy.
Okay. I think that makes the most sense.
It makes the most sense. I don't think it's right, though. I still think we're... Somebody in the system. I still think it's a fucking employee of the church. All right, go ahead.
You're right. It's the employee of the church.
Was it an employee of the church?
It was the security guard.
Oh, okay. It was this. It was the weird cop.
Yes.
It was weird cop?
Stephen Blake Crawford.
Weird cop?
Yep.
Well, wait a second.
The security guard.
He found her.
Of
course there'd be hair on her from him. Isn't that... Or was there biological material on it?
There must have been biological material.
Oh, okay.
Maybe he bled a little, or when he was ice picking her, or maybe he cut himself.
He was ice picking her.
They didn't say what the DNA was. It wasn't semen because there was no semen. But apparently he got his DNA on her somehow.
Well, then...
And he found her. It didn't necessarily have to be the hair fragments that matched. It could have just been... What I'm saying is when he found her, he said he didn't touch her. So
why would your shit be on her?
Why would your shit be on her?
And I would recant what I said a little bit. I would come back and say, because he was a security guard and because he did work there, stuff might have been more staged. I still think that he was opportunistic and that he used what there was around it.
So now
and I don't think that he was trying to make it look satanic or anything necessarily. But I think that he was trying to make it sensational and make it seem like it was like a red herring. Like, look over here and not
at me.
At me.
Because you're going to suspect me because obviously...
Because I do work here and I was around and I'm in the area.
And I found her, so to speak.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, okay. On June 28th, in 2018, 4 decades after the murder of Arlis Perry, law enforcement arrived at Crawford's apartment in San Jose with a search warrant based on the DNA results. Officers announced their presence and instructed Crawford to exit.
Did he shoot himself in his own home?
You can write this stuff.
Did he? Am I right?
You are right.
Fucking coward ass bitch. He got 40 years and he still couldn't just come out and be like, all right, you got me. It's been fun. I got 40 years free.
Nope. No, he fatally shot himself with a handgun. He left no confession. And they never found any evidence of additional suspects in his residence. So following his death, law enforcement publicly confirmed the DNA linked him to the crime. His status, he was the primary suspect, and the case was closed.
He probably spent 40 years looking over. When that knock on the door happened, he was probably started having a heart attack.
Well,
he had to spend 40 years looking over his shoulder.
Post-case analysis says that his behavior did change when they started catching people or letting people out of jail because the DNA either proved or disproved their guilt.
Yeah. He was like,
oh, he shit, was freaking out. He what do they call that when you retreat from society?
Secluded
himself. Yeah, he began secluding himself. It was obvious that he was afraid.
Yeah.
So, yeah, there were a lot of things.
I hope it was like the telltale heart and he went insane with guilt.
One of the things that they noted about his personality after the fact, co-workers reported that he seemed to exaggerate his role as a security. So he was big on it.
That's what I'm telling you. Yeah, yes. Like that's what I'm telling you.
It's a confirmation.
Cops would be like, go get a real job. Like, shut the fuck up.
It's
like,
a confirmation. Yeah.
Yeah.
He presented himself more like law enforcement.
Yes.
He talked about crime and policing as if he
had... Stealing dumb shit is just a power trip. That's what I was saying. It just seems like I'm going to take this just because I can. Like a fucking weird power trip kind of thing that you would do.
Yeah.
And just a creepy kind of thing that you would do. Like...
Yeah, they're calling it boundary pushing behavior.
Yes. Yeah.
So, they found when they searched his home, he kept items consistent with this security fantasy he had of himself as law enforcement. He had police scanners. He probably wanted to know if they were on their way.
That's what I was going to say. He probably was listening day and night.
Probably.
To see if they were on their way.
He had security manuals. And he had law enforcement style paraphernalia. So probably handcuffs.
Right.
Guns, obviously.
Yeah.
Obviously, none of this is illegal, but for psychologists, it reinforced the theme that he idealized law enforcement but never achieved it.
Yeah, if you're not a cop and you have that stuff, it's a little fucking weird. Not illegal, but odd. You have no need to have it.
Another thing that matched the profile was he avoided intimate relationships. So he really... he never had long-term romantic relationships. He rarely spoke about dating. He lived alone at the time of his death, and he kept his social circle small, and it got smaller.
I think he feels inadequate. He has a low self-esteem, and that's why it was important for him to be in this position of power, but he couldn't attain a real cop's job because he couldn't pass a fucking psych test.
Seriously.
So he gets the next best thing that he can get as a security guard to, feel some sort of purpose and control and power finally.
Yeah.
And that's all a facade because, again,
it was a power trip.
You can't not do weird shit long enough to keep the job.
Right. Right, exactly.
And it almost makes me wonder, we're going back to what we said before about campuses wanting good PR, if they didn't think, like, no, this guy definitely did it, let's fire him. Let's not tell the cops, the real cops, that we think he did it, but let's at least get him the fuck off campus. Like...
Sorry, I wasn't listening to you. I'm reading.
Well, fuck me,
we don't have to go over any of this because we've already talked about it all.
Isn't that how it always goes? Your last 4 pages, you're like, well, we already said all this.
Yeah. Let's see. The staging reveals he likely held resentment toward religion, purity, or moral authority.
Yeah.
So that's what they believe about him. They interpreted it as symbolic desecration.
Yeah.
Anger towards moral authority, which makes sense because he was not very moral.
Right.
A desire to shock, not express belief. But that, pretty much concludes the story. This was the Stanford Memorial Church returned to normal operations shortly after the crime, and today the site is visited by thousands. And its students and tourists, and most are unaware of the homicide that ever occurred there. And the Perry's family has since expressed relief that the case was finally solved. I'm sure they did.
Yeah, after that long, though, you're just... Of course you would be relieved,
they would be
you would
elated.
Just be like...
It's too bad we couldn't have found him sooner.
Yeah, just...
But there was nothing that they could do to reverse what happened. It's just nice to have closure on...
Yeah, no,
this person's going to spend the rest of their life, even though he just killed himself. At least they are like, well, this person, good. He didn't have any life left.
Yeah, good.
You know, he couldn't do this to anybody else. So that would have made me happy.
Just now we know, and everybody can rest. She can rest in peace.
She's been vindicated.
We can move on. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so. This poor woman. No, I didn't think for a second that she was leading a double life. You can't rule it out, I know that, but I just didn't get that vibe. I still get a weird vibe about the husband. The whole scenario seems weird. But maybe they had a great relationship and she was just... And the only free-spirited thing that she did was take midnight walks to church to feel close to God. And
yeah, that was her.
You know, maybe it's less weird than I'm thinking it is.
That's how she sowed her wild oats.
You know, I don't like it.
She walked around at midnight.
Yes, like, no, just what a tragedy.
It was. Well, people, I keep looking at the camera to talk to the audience, and we're not recording visually anymore. So I just want to thank our audience for staying till the end. If you've made it this far, we appreciate you. Yeah. And we hope we've got a good next week. Okay, next week we've got a 3-parter. So we've been releasing our podcasts on Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Saturdays.
And that's the goal, to continue to do it. But next week, instead of 3 separate stories,
it's going to be all one case in 3 parts.
Yes.
So it's a big case. And
doing cliffhanger episodes.
It's a lot to cover. So, yeah.
Tune in.
So tune in.
For the dramatic conclusion. That's what I'm going to be saying next week because I'm predictable. So, no, I'm excited about next week. And again, yeah, thank you guys for being here with us, for being patient while we're working out the many bugs. I hope that you guys at least find it funny how fucking dumb we are. And
I hope you can keep tuning in until we finally get all these horrible technical issues solved.
Yes.
Because we're only getting better, and we're really going to stick with it.
If you close your eyes and lower your standards, this content is great, guys.
That's right. What she said.
Oh, all right, guys. Well, until next time.
Till next time.
Bye.
Bye.